met a little girl with a messy little face.
Hi Gemini, welcome to your year ahead 2015 astrology forecast. Now this is a general forecast for the Sun in Gemini and the Ascendant Gemini. Saturn moving into Sagittarius is empowering you to take on more of a leadership role in 2015. Saturn is above the horizon now. Sagittarius is 7 signs from you. So when Saturn moves into Sagittarius, it is now moving to the top of the chart in your astrology, which means you're on the rise. And oftentimes when we're getting somewhere, we know it through confrontation with others. And you are climbing to the top. Now, Neptune, which rules spirituality and compassion and your highest ideals, is in Pisces. Chiron is in Pisces. So for many of you, you've been on this major spiritual path. You've been making a lot of changes to yourself and your work so that you are using your talent and abilities for your highest good and for the highest good of all concerned for humanity. There's a real Piscean effect to 2015 because Neptune is in Pisces and Neptune rules Pisces, so that makes Neptune really strong. And we have 6 supermoons in 2015 and 3 of them are in Pisces. There's a 0-degree Pisces new moon on the 18th of February, and then there is a Pisces new moon eclipse, which is, a supermoon, and it's a total eclipse on March 20th, which is also, at the equinox, as well as Pluto and Uranus go direct. The last square with them is on March 16th and 17th. And then on April 4th, there's a total lunar eclipse in Libra at 14 degrees, pulling in Pluto and Uranus. So there's this massive energy with, of course, the Pluto-Uranus, but also for you, the Pisces is happening for you in your life path destiny area, in the area of your outward contribution to society, how you define your unique individuality to the world, your career legacy, the fruits of your efforts. So with Saturn challenging Neptune, because Saturn is now in Sagittarius, this is going to be interesting for you, especially like in your relationships around February of 2015 and November and December of 2015. You'll have an opportunity to evaluate your relationships and see if they're serving you, if it's still where you want to be, and I'll come back to that. The Neptune energy with you is really strong, and the Pisces energy is really strong for you because Pisces is 10 signs from you and it rules what you do in the world. And like I said, this is a Piscean year. There's a lot of energy in Pisces, and 3 of the supermoons are in Pisces. The eclipses are moving from Aries Libra to Pisces Virgo. And the North and South node will move from Libra Aries to Virgo Pisces on October 9th. So 2015, some of you are going to move, some of you are going to change your jobs, and it's all divine. It's all divine. In other words, it's divine timing, it's in divine order. Your mighty I Am presence has arranged this, and so there isn't anything wrong. When something ends, something begins. Now, your ruling planet makes 3 retrogrades in 2015. They're all in air signs, which I see as easier than the other signs. Mercury rules Gemini, so having Mercury retrograde in Gemini isn't as harsh as, say, in the water signs. The first Mercury retrograde will be January 21st through February 11th, and that is in Aquarius. So here is a time where you're going to be looking at your beliefs and This is an opportunity to reevaluate what you know, your truth, your wisdom, and what you believe, and how that's still serving you. Then the next retrograde will be May 18th through June 11th in your sign, and that's all about you. So the changes you're making during your birthday season, or right before your birthday, or right after your birthday, but it's birthday season for you at that time. And so this is an opportunity for you to reevaluate your strategies, where you're going, what you're doing. There's a big message for you in 2015, Gemini, and it is about really looking at, what do I want? What do I want for others? What do I want in my relationships? And as your ruling planet retrogrades, you get to really think about what you want. Now, Mercury retrograde in Gemini is going to show up in your solar return charts. In life, we call it happy birthday. In astrology, it's where your sun returns to exact degree of birth. Every year when the sun goes into Gemini and hits the degree you were born at, you're in a new solar return chart. Well, when Mercury's retrograde in your solar return chart, it's a year where you're rethinking things. It's a year where it's best to keep your cards close to your chest until you're ready to reveal them. It's not a good time for chatty catty, blah, 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 blah. No, you don't want Tourette syndrome in 2015. It's better to take a wait and see, be cautiously optimistic, and know where you're going before you reveal your hand. Then the final eclipse will be in your sister sign Libra, September 17th through October 9th. And that's in the area of love and true romance. So you will be thinking about what you want in your relationship in 2015. And with Saturn in the area of marriage and partnership, and not just, romantic partnership, but business partnership, your public. It's the house of, or area for all kinds of partnerships. It deals with other people. So other people are going to be mirroring back to you through the Saturn filter. And that's an opportunity for you to see yourself anew, and also, whatever you've been tolerating in your relationships, you won't be able to now that Saturn's there. Because Saturn is like this with us. Hey, why did you why did you let that person talk down to you? Or why did you let, the boss slight you off like that? It's going to be really, the mirror is going to be there. And you're going to have an opportunity to really look at, okay, what's going on here? And what am I receiving from this job? What am I receiving from my partners? What am I receiving from my spouse? Right? So it's an opportunity to evaluate and reconstruct what's working, what's not working. But you're not going to be able to tolerate, and you're not here to tolerate. You are not here to tolerate what's not working for you, or other people not being on Team Gemini. So we'll talk more about this when we get into the monthlies of, what Saturn's doing here for you. But it is an opportunity for you to look at what's giving your life meaning. Because you have such a Piscean effect in your astrology, it's an opportunity for you to look at, where are you going on your life path destiny? What is this life for you? What is giving your life meaning? What makes you happy? What turns you on? You're really going to be looking at that in 2015. And you are not to answer these intellectually. You see? I think it's going to be easier having Mercury retrograde in the intellectual air signs. I'm really looking forward to that. However, for you, Gemini, the meaning of life for you has to be answered through your feelings, through your emotions. The body is the messenger. What does your body tell you, right? And so if your body is like this with someone, that's your body saying, we don't need to be around that person, even if it is a family relative or a long-term friend. If that person is no longer making you feel good, then Saturn's going to be, what are you doing? What are you doing there? The body is the messenger. What does your body say about this person, this situation? Trust your instincts. The universe is grooming you to really connect with your soul self in 2015 so that you're trusting your inner guidance. You're trusting your instincts. Now, Neptune represents spirituality. It rules fantasy. It rules imagination. It dissolves the boundary between the physical world and the spiritual world. So it's dissolving the boundary here. Saturn loves boundaries. Saturn loves to draw boundaries. Saturn loves to say, this is me, this is you. Neptune says we're all one. See, so they don't like each other. So when they square off, it's going to be a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs for all of us. For you, it has to do with what's going on in your work, where are you trying to get yourself to be, where are you trying to go, and who are you doing it with? And are they really on team Gemini? Or are you fantasizing that they're on your team, but they're really not? So, like I said, that energy is going to be on all year, but mostly when they actually square, which will be in February. It's not exact as a 2-degree orb, but it is exact November 19th through December 15th. So you're really getting an opportunity here to look at your relationships, look at what you're doing in the world, and evaluate who's on your team, who's really supporting you, or who's jumping on your back for a ride. Basically piggybacking off of your hard work, your money, your energy, your time. And don't get all wishy-washy in Neptune, because it's very easy to with Neptune, you know. With Neptune, it's like, hey, we're all one, la-da-da-da-da, you know. But, you know, not everyone thinks that way, nor do they act that way. So you want to be as wise as the serpent, right? If you're surrounded around by people that have the criminal mind, you need to know that. You don't want to just say, oh, I love you, we're hippies, let's just love, you know. You know, let's not do that. Let's be as, wise as the serpent, harmless as the dove, right? We don't have to act like other people that are, you know, takers and users and abusers. However, we need to know who they are, and we need to know what their agenda is so that we have healthy boundaries and you're taking good care of you and getting where you want to go. Because it is a good year. It's a very good year. Venus will retrograde in Leo, and that'll be July 25th through September 5th. She's in Leo all year until she jumps into Virgo on August 11th. And, you know, so for you, it's a busy year. It's great for networking. It's great for social media. It's great. Now, when she retrogrades, it's an opportunity for you to rethink what you're doing, rethink where you're going, rethink who you're doing it with. It's good. Leo sextiles Gemini, pours positive energy into you. So it doesn't have to be harsh. It doesn't have to be, you know, cold water. You know, it can be warm water. And you can swim around in it. Look at me, I'm doing the dog pedal. You can swim around in it. And you can use this energy. We can't always have the planets flying forward, because then life would be like so overwhelming, you know, we wouldn't be able to be here. When planets retrograde, it's an opportunity to integrate and assimilate everything we've learned. So Venus has been in Leo since July 2014. So now she is taking her turn of retrograding in Leo. So that's an opportunity for you to integrate everything you've learned since last July while she's been in Leo about your relationships, about how you're receiving from others, how you're using social media and networking to get the word out about your products and services, about what you do. How you speak, how you communicate, how you write. This is an opportunity for you to really look at all of this and strategize, right? If a strategy is not working, it means we need a new strategy. And I will go into detail in the monthlies as these energies approach and as we go from month to month. This is a general forecast for the general overview. But it's still good. It's good to look ahead. It's good to see what's out there. And it's good to get an overall flavor for the year of what's going on. Now Mars is flying forward. Mars isn't doing any retrograde in 2015, and that's really good because Mars rules your energy and drive in life, your ability to get things done. It's your passion. And he starts out in Aquarius, your sister sign, and he ends in Libra, your sister sign. So, you know, this is very good for you. You're going to feel energetic going into 2015, and you're going to feel energetic when you come out. So it's a strong year for Gemini. It's a deeply spiritual year for you as well. And Jupiter is going to make two fabulous magical trines with Uranus. Again, he did that in 2014, but now he's doing it again in 2015. And that will be in February and March and June 10th through July 4th. This is a wonderful energy for you. And this can, I'm looking at it, this can be really good for making money. It can be good for attracting money to you, bringing money in from the business you own or the company you work for, bringing money in through social media and networking, getting out and letting people know about what you're doing. Like serendipity is going to happen during these time periods. And I'll talk about it when I get into the monthlies, but it's good to know that they're there. Jupiter and Uranus are my favorite aspects. When those two hook up, magic happens. Brilliant breakthroughs happen. And it's a pleasant energy, and both of them are sextiling you. Aries sextiles you, Leo sextiles you, and they're trining harmonious energy flow, positive energy flow into all of your Gemini, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, whatever you got in Gemini. It's on. It is so on, and it's delicious. It's wonderful. So Saturn entered Sagittarius on the 23rd. Saturn will retrograde March 14th through August 1st. Saturn will dip back into Scorpio on June 14th and then back into Saggy on September 17th, where he will remain until December 21st, 2017. So Saturn is in Sagittarius. He dips back a bit. That gives you an opportunity to look at your work and your health, make any improvements you need, and then you're back on for climbing to the top of your life path destiny, your career destiny, what you do in the world, your success in the world, as well as evaluating who's on your team and how they're supporting you to get to your future goals. Neptune and Chiron are in Pisces in this area of your career legacy in the world. And that brings up tremendous spirituality. Uranus is firing through Aries and will have the final square with Pluto on March 16th and 17th. And this is good because those two are going to begin to separate. Now, they're still going to be hanging around, you know, till 2020, but it won't be as dramatic as it's been since 2007. It's been so incredibly intense and deeply life-changing for many. Not so much for you because it's been in the area of other people's values as well as your goals in life. I mean, it has had some effect on your resources, and that will begin to shift as those two separate in March. But it is an intense time because you have 4 eclipses in 2015. And the first one is on March 20th, right after the Pluto-Uranus square. Then the second one, and that's a total solar eclipse at 29 degrees Pisces in your career. Okay, so for some of you, you're definitely leaving where you are at that time in March. And when something completes, something begins. So you could move on to a better job. You could start your own company. But something's going to complete for you in March at that time. I'll talk more about it when we get closer to it. But you can count on it. Because 29 degrees is a critical degree, and Pisces rules what you do in the world. So we know it's about what you're doing in the world, your work in the world. You're getting on a new life path destiny. You're getting on a new career path. If it's divinely directed, which it usually is, even if the outer self doesn't know it, even if it's a surprise to the outer self. The soul knows. Now, April 4th, the following eclipse is another total lunar eclipse. First one's a total solar, now we get a total lunar. It's going to be so intense. And it's at 14 degrees Libra, bringing in the Pluto-Uranus. Now, Libra harmonizes with you. So for you, you're not going to be feeling this, as much as, say, the Aries, Libra, Capricorn, Cancers will. However, you will be feeling it because Pisces is very emotional, so it brings up our emotions to the surface. Libra is an air sign, so it's more detached, but because of the Pluto-Uranus being involved, I think the emotions are going to continue, and it's going to be, very intense. And for you, it's going to have to do with relationships. And really, what do you want in your relationships, and are you getting that? Well, if you're not getting that in your relationship, then what are you doing there? Are you staying out of insecurity because you don't think you can do better? Are you staying out of fear, right? And so Pluto-Uranus want to break the chains that bind you, but they want to do it gently with you, Gemini, because Aries does harmonize with you. Libra harmonizes with you. And so the adjustments that are being asked of you, they don't have to be harsh, but you do have to take action. Then the final eclipses will be September 13th and September 27th. The first one on the 13th is a partial solar eclipse at 20 degrees Virgo. You could move at that time. And then the final eclipse of the year is September 27th, and that's at 4 degrees Aries. So you're looking at your goals, you're looking at who you're with, what you're doing with them, and what changes you need to make. Some of you are going to move at this time of the eclipse, and know it's all divinely directed. When it's time to move, you're being divinely inspired to do so. Now, you have 6 supermoons in 2015, and these are the most powerful moons you can experience. That is because the moon is closest to the earth and in direct alignment with the sun and the earth at the time of the full moon or the new moon. So there's 3 new moons and there's 3 full moons. And the first new moon is in Aquarius at 0 degrees. And for you, that has to do with looking at your spirituality and what you believe, your truth, your knowledge. As you evolve, these evolve as well. Then there's a 0 degrees Pisces new moon, bam, in that area of what you do in the world, your destiny in the world. Then there's a 29 degree Pisces new moon eclipse. So there's 2 new moons in Pisces. There's a huge Piscean energy. And this is on March 20th. And this is all in the area of your life path destiny. So you see how important your life path destiny is in 2015? Like, it's big, it's on. And see, Saturn's climbing to the top of the chart. So Saturn's saying, hey, you got to get on with it. What are you doing wasting time over here with this one or this situation? Why are you really here? What is your soul destiny? You're going to be asking those questions. And the more you connect to yourself, the more you connect to Source. And are these relationships distracting you from meditating and connecting to Source? See? And so you want to be focusing straight up to your mighty I Am presence and connecting to Source. That will empower you to get where you need to go and feel effective. Then in August, there is a 6 degrees Pisces full moon. I mean, it is so on for you in 2015 in regards to your career and your work and what you do. Wow, it's a big year for you, Gemini. And then the final 2 supermoons will be September 27th, and that's an Aries full moon eclipse. And then October 27th, it is a Taurus full moon. And that will be more working behind the scenes on your spirituality and connecting to Source, which empowers you. The nodes are moving from Libra Aries to Virgo Pisces. As the nodes move, the eclipses move, they're tied to each other, and so the eclipses are moving from the Libra Aries into the Virgo Pisces. And so are the nodes. The nodes will enter Virgo Pisces on October 9th. And that is everything to do with where you're living and what you're doing in the world. So for many of you, you're going to move up in 2015. You are going to move to a new home, or you're going to renovate your home, or you're going to move people into your home, or you're going to move people out of your home. But there's a lot going on in the home with you. The home is the foundation. It's where you draw your soul power. There's also a lot going on with you in what you do for work and what your mission is in this life, what your dharma is, why you're here on earth at this time. There's a lot of support in here for you. Even when your planet retrogrades, it's all in supportive signs. And Jupiter is favoring you. Now, when Jupiter goes into Virgo, that's a good time to move, because you can get a really good property at a really good price and be blown away how well you can do with the property that you get. And that will be August on. While it is in Leo, it harmonizes with you. Uranus is in Aries, harmonizing with you. Saturn is calling for you to look at your relationships and, work through communication and what you need and what you want, and don't tolerate anything, don't step over anything. Really look at, what is going on in the relationships and what you can do to achieve your goals in 2015. Venus is working for you too. It's a good time for you to evaluate how you're using technology and how you're listening and speaking and writing and communicating to get your needs met and to achieve your goals. Now, I have tools for you in creating the 2015 that you want. You can go to my website and use them. They're there for you. And they will empower you to really focus in on what it is you want to see happen for you in 2015. So it is a really big year, especially in the area of what you do in the world, your destiny in the world, your career legacy, and what you're doing for your highest good, and what you do for work. Is it for the highest good of all concerned, right? Because there's such a universal spiritual humanitarian energy here in regards to your work. So you really are being nudged by the universe to get into work that serves the highest good of all, as well as your own highest good. And that's really strong. You're going to evaluate your relationships in 2015 and see which ones are working and which ones are not. I'm not really seeing it as a big love year. I see it more as a career year, a work year, a spiritual year, a year of growth in what you do in the world. But that will change month to month as planets move more into the love sector area for you than what I'm seeing in the general overall view of the 2015 year ahead forecast. But it's a good year. It's a strong year. It can be a breakthrough year for you if you are really looking at objectively what you're doing in each situation and what changes you can make to ensure that you are on your right path and you're going down that right path with the right people to make your dreams come true. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, sharing, favoring, and Google Plussing my podcast, Gemini. You're so awesome. Thank you for subscribing. You totally rock! And if you would like for me to take a detailed look at your personal astrology in 2015, it's very easy. The links are below in the Show More section. And until next time, it is such a delight to be here with you. Make it a breakthrough year. Oh, we staked out on a mission to find our inner peace and make it everlasting, so nothing's incomplete. It's easy being with you, sacred simplicity. As long as we're together, there's no place I'd rather be. with every step we take. Kyoto to the bay, strolling so casually. We're different and the same, get you another name, switch up the batteries. If you gave me a chance, I would take it. It's a shot in the dark, but I'd make it. Know with all of your heart you can't shake me. When I am with you, there's no place I'd rather be.